Say, put the plate of donuts out here to test your guilt. If you don't touch it, you're guilty. I ate the whole thing.
And I did, in fact, get my dick sucked this weekend.
Yeah?
I did.
I mean, like,
It was
how good was it? Do you like getting your dick sucked usually?
No, I feel bad.
You feel bad?
Honest to God, I feel bad every single time I get my dick sucked.
Why?
I just feel like you don't deserve this. Like the girl, like you don't deserve like cum in your mouth.
Okay. I was gonna say, is it like too hairy or?
No, it's not that. It's more like I just feel bad, like a bad person for letting someone suck my penis.
Do you feel bad when you go down on girls?
No, I love that. I love that because yeah, I'm giving something and I'm not really gaining anything from it. That's the best way to be.
Okay.
But if I'm getting my dick sucked, then I'm gaining everything and they're doing all the work.
So
and that's not fair.
From an actual just like pleasure standpoint.
Yeah, I love it. What about autofellatio? Can you do that?
No, but the friend of mine that I lived with freshman year and knew throughout high school and before, he could blow himself.
Is that gay? Is it gay to blow yourself?
I don't think so.
Did he swallow his own cum?
No, I actually I don't know. I don't think so.
Did he finish in his own mouth?
I don't think so. He hardly did it besides for like the joke. Because
did he do it in front of you?
I've seen him do it. Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, but he said that he would never do it for pleasure because it's like uncomfortable.
Really?
Well,
like
if
uncomfortable
you imagine,
physically, you mean?
Yeah,
I
physically.
thought you meant
it's
like he had a
uncomfortable.
moral dilemma, like oh shit.
Well, I also think a lot.
This.
I also think like a lot of the action. I mean, this I don't know this, but I feel like a lot of the pleasure that you would derive from that would kind of be lost when it's your mouth. You
And
know,
also
because then you're
another
feeling a
thing-
dick in your own mouth, and then it's your dick.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be a weird sensation. So, I feel like I think he almost never did it for pleasure. It was always for the joke.
I mean, honestly, I could understand. Like, I don't think I'd ever be able to finish from that. First off, because your tongue is going to be on the wrong side of the dick.
Yeah. No,
So
exactly.
you're not really licking the pleasure central, you know?
Wait, pleasure central. Oh, I see what you mean.
You know,
I know
bottom
exactly
side of
what
the
you mean.
dick is like.
No,
like
I
right by
had to
head.
think about that in terms of like,
That's the best spot for the tongue to be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just a little tip for you guys.
This is the whole plate. I'm Jack.
And I'm Carter.
Yeah. We recorded an episode last week with our friend Jackson, and we were in the Wiley radio studio in the basement of the Wiley dorm at Purdue. And they have a nice setup there, but I guess they have issues with archiving recordings because we only did it live, and that episode was lost. And I didn't tell anyone that we were recording because I didn't even know we were going to record when we did. It was kind of very spontaneous. We called up Jackson like right when we got this studio space, and I just assumed that we'd have the recording to back up on YouTube and to have on the website, and I'd tell people after the fact.
We were lied to.
Yeah.
We were lied to.
Well,
It said it was going to record,
it did say it was going to record.
and it didn't.
So,
I call that lying.
not to take a shit on our friends over at Wiley Radio.
I love you guys, but you lied to me. And so
little
that's
bit of an
strike
unreliable
one.
system.
That's strike one. And so you don't want to know what happens at strike three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll suck ourselves off in front of you.
Something bad will happen though.
Now this is awful because we referenced that conversation in something we definitely going to put in. So now we have to keep that part in.
Whoops.
It's going to be disgusting.
Whoops.
My parents are going to see
I can't wait for my mom to hear that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell her about it.
Think about this. If you just had sex with one person for your entire life, we could abolish like all STDs.
Yeah.
I feel
But how is that?
as long as you don't like rub your penis on like an infected like syringe or something, you're fine.
Can you get like certain STDs from toilet seats?
I don't think so.
It would have to like go in your butt or in your pee hole.
I feel
right?
like yeah, and I don't know if like a lot of them can survive.
Well, I was gonna
just
say
being on
like
the toilet seat.
I've heard people be like, oh, you can get crabs from toilet seats, but
No,
they need to live on hair.
You need
so
hair
unless
and
that
body
toilet seat
heat
is
and whatnot.
covered in hair.
Right. Someone
They're
just
not gonna-
someone just shaved their pubes on the
Even then,
on
like,
the public toilet seat. Yeah.
and then you sit on it, you don't wipe it off. Fuck. I want to talk about Butt Boy.
But boy,
Butt Boy is already going to be the show mascot. We're 1.5 episodes into this. So I don't know if we'll like maybe scan a picture of this.
you probably should.
But I especially want to like show people like the info. So if people want to help us find him. But anyways, so Butt Boy, like I said before, we were in the Wiley Radio studio, and they all like 3 walls of the place are lined with CDs. And I told Carter that when we started recording in there, I was like, I want to take a CD every time we do a show in there and listen to it and like see if I can discover like new music and stuff. But then when I was in there, I saw this CD because it was laying out, and it was called
Good
The Best
eye.
of Butt Boy. And then on the front it says Original Dungeon Music, Choice Compositions from the Head Trips CDs of Butt Boy. And I was like, what the fuck is Original Dungeon Music, and who is Butt Boy? And there's this picture on the back side of, I swear it's probably a
it has to be a Google image.
it's got to be like a
search.
Google Images. It's like this like
Just look up BDSM
butch
boy.
dude. Yeah, like
swear
just like
you'll
this
probably find a
manly.
buff
He's
BDSM
definitely
guy.
a porn star or something. But he looks like the guys that are in like the sketchy, weird like.
You can practically smell the leather looking at the cover of this.
Guy
album.
looks like he's starred in a couple snuff films, you know. Like I don't believe for a second it's Butt Boy. I think
it can't be.
no. But so Butt Boy music, we listen to it and it's just like kind of
It's like MIDI,
yeah.
you know,
It sounds
video
like
game music almost.
yeah, it sounds like if they were like B-sides from like the Doom soundtrack, like the original Doom. That's what it sounds like. And it's fine. It's nothing remarkable.
Yeah, it's
the
kinda
songs
boring.
are way too long. Every
Way
song
too long,
is
yeah.
This album,
It's just a loop.
This album has 8 songs, and it's 71 minutes.
I'm just impressed that he's written enough music that he can make a best of album.
Well, how many albums does he
And
actually
who
have?
decided that this was the best of Butt Boy? Did he make that
Butt
decision?
Boy definitely decided that.
Like, he doesn't like. Are these songs actually commercially?
He is so elusive,
Successful?
which is what we're going to get into. He's so elusive that it has to be him just like making, like just having a laugh. Because no, I don't. So
It's an elaborate joke. I feel
yes, the reason why we're even bringing up Butt Boy is because we tried to find him. We wanted to contact him and have him on the show to talk about his music because we just thought it'd be funny. But we found out that it's extremely hard to track down Butt Boy. He has info on the back of here. It says that he was signed to Thrust Recordings. This album came out in 2003, by the way. It said he was signed to Thrust Recordings, and it gives an address for some place in Dallas, Texas. And first we were just trying to find like a website because he lists a website. Mm-hmm. But the website
Butt Boy Music.
buttboymusic.com is now like a Chinese like lotto website.
It's kind of scary.
It's like a gambling website or some shit.
I'd love someone to translate it for me.
Yeah.
If it's legit, I'd like to gamble on it just to say that I did.
Maybe, but I don't know. Like it looks sketchy. Like, it looks like they'll steal your credit card account.
Use Bitcoin on it and stuff.
Yeah. You have to like go on the dark web to even use it. But so Butt Boy is, however, his music is on Spotify.
Yeah.
So someone's paying.
And he hasn't released anything since 2010. So someone out there believes in this music and is still paying for it years later, like a decade later.
Do you pay?
It's yearly.
Like, it's yearly? It's not monthly?
Usually, it's yearly.
But someone still every year, since 2010 at least, been paying.
Unless they just like signed up for some weird deal.
But why would you do like a
it just takes it out of
10
there.
year? It's almost been a decade since the last thing you dropped.
True.
So
true.
He bought a 10-year package and then
Well,
just
it could just be
year.
like maybe he signed up and like they automatically charge him every year or something. And he doesn't even know it.
But he doesn't look at his bank account and is like, oh, they charged me $30 again. Like, I don't know. I don't buy it.
Maybe he's like, oh, they charged me again. That's cool.
I don't buy it. Butt Boy is still out there. He's still putting his music out there. So anyways, we our only lead on Butt Boy was Thrust Recordings. So we're looking up Thrust Recordings and it exists. There's a Bandcamp for it. They have their own website. Mm-hmm. It was founded and I think still managed by this guy named Lee Coombs. I believe that's how you say his name. And he releases his own music through it and like some of his buddies' music or something like that, I think. And
he's an interesting man.
It matches up because he was him and his buddies, I guess. I think he's from like, well, he makes similar music. Basically, I thought Lee Coombs was Butt Boy for a while.
I still am not ruling it out, honestly.
No, me either. Okay, so
the fact that he was so fast at responding and saying no, he doesn't know who Butt Boy is.
So Lee Coombs, this guy who does Thrust Record, we eventually tracked down Lee Coombs. I found him on Facebook and I messaged him. Maybe we'll put the messages up on the screen or whatever. But I was talking to him and asking him if he knew Butt Boy. I was like, we really want to. He said that he claimed that he was signed to your record label, at least up until 2003. Between what, like 91 and 2003, or 93 and 2003. It's for like 10 years. That's when he was making music. And we were wondering if you knew anything about him. We want to get in contact with him. We have a radio show at Purdue, this university in Indiana, and we want to talk to him about his music. We're big fans. And then I was like, also, this isn't a joke. Like, if you don't know who this is, like we're not trying to mess with you, basically. And he was like, no, I got no idea. And then I sent him pictures of the CD, and I was like, he lists that he was signed under you, under your record label. And like, I guess it's possible that, because Thrust Recordings is a ridiculous name, let's be honest, Lee.
No offense.
So, I mean, I'm sure Lee Coombs seems like a guy with a sense of humor.
Really good sense of humor, I feel like.
So, I mean, he at least humored us and messaged me back fairly recently after I sent him a message.
Yeah.
So he at least thought it was amusing that I was trying to get a hold of this Butt Boy guy, But Thrust Recordings is a ridiculous name. So it's very possible that Butt Boy was just putting in fake information on his CD and was like, yeah, I'll Thrust record. Because when you were in high school, when you were recording music, you recorded under like a fake.
Basically. But I kind of like made my own record label when I was doing that. And
well, yeah, but like.
I made it a joke though.
Well, exactly. So I'm saying maybe
this guy's basically taking the joke that I wanted to make and like getting me with it. And that's kind of pissing me off.
Yeah, and he puts an address as well from Texas, like I mentioned, and it's just some, like we looked it up on Google World or whatever, and it's just like some house. It's like a duplex,
just a random house, yeah.
Yeah, so either that's the place where he lived at the time,
or it's just a random house that
address.
Butt Boy put on here.
Because Lee Coombs, the guy who runs Thrust Recordings, never lived in Texas, so that was like the one red herring that we had, where. That's why I'm thinking maybe it really isn't this guy.
I still have this feeling inside my heart that Lee is Butt Boy.
I do
like,
as well.
I wouldn't be surprised
like
if one day, like a year later, he's like, okay.
But the thing is, if you were putting a fake address for a fake record label, would you actually Google? And you weren't from Texas either. Would you actually Google a real address from Texas and put it, or would you just make up an address?
It'd be kind of funny.
It would be funny, but I feel like that's fair. But I feel like I would just make up an address.
We should send him a letter. Just write a letter to this address.
Why not?
What if Butt Boy's still living
I say we
there?
do it. I say we do it.
We could try
It couldn't hurt.
At worst case scenario, some random person lives there and sends us a letter back that says, "Hey, you guys are weird."
Or they just avoid it.
Or nothing. They just throw it away. They don't care.
Well, you see, part of me also thinks that Lee Coombs is not Butt Boy because why would he want to cover up Butt Boy?
Because it's embarrassing and shameful.
It's
And it
not
makes the
that
joke
embarrassing.
funnier. It makes the joke funnier, the fact that he's denying it. The fact that there are people who are now fans of him and want to get to know him, and then he says, nah.
But I feel like
That's
nobody
so funny.
knows
That's
Butt
so
Boy.
funny.
So for him to find out, like, over 10 years after the fact that he recorded his last album, that some random ass college kids found his album and are listening to it and think it's funny and want to talk to him, I feel like I'd be like, oh shit, that's really
another
funny.
thing. That's another thing, though, to me. The fact that this was in Wiley Studios means that someone at Purdue got this CD. How would someone at Purdue find this CD?
Well, didn't you
That's
say
like
that,
a
like,
needle in a haystack type
like-
thing.
Wiley Radio has some weird records, though, that, like, people would send them, right?
Yeah, but why would Butt Boy send stuff to Purdue? Why? I doubt that this was ever played. And we don't even know when this got to the studio. It could have gotten there like last year or
Yeah, no, it
a
could've,
month
it
ago.
could've. It's in pretty good condition,
Yeah,
too.
so someone at Purdue had to have put this here. They have to have known where to get it and where to order it or where to buy it.
yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, can
I
you
wanna
buy it
find
online? I'm going to look it up.
I doubt it because his website's not up. You can look it up.
fact
but
that there's
his
a
website's
UPC
not up.
code.
Or do you want me to look it up on mine since you have this shit up?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about the UPC code?
The UPC code on the back of this is legit as hell. You look this up online and it comes up as Butt Boy, best of Butt Boy. So there's no doubt that this is real. This is licensed. The guy is trying to sell his music, or at least was at some point. So I just hope to God that Butt Boy will hear this one day.
You can buy it on Amazon.
You can?
No, currently unavailable.
Oh my gosh.
I want to read the reviews on the back of this because maybe we look up some of the magazines or websites that are supposedly reviewing Butt Boy.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I feel like the
I feel
Rolling
like he made
Stone
these
one
up.
isn't-
No, the Rolling
isn't
Stone one's
fair.
fair. So the
That's not
biggest
true.
shit. So the biggest pull quote that he has is "Cool Composer," which was apparently said by the Rolling Stone magazine in their 2003 Cool issue, which is
It's
an
a real
issue. But it's got like stuff like actual bands in it, like not
Not
Butt
Butt
Boy.
Boy.
It's not like these
No
super
shot.
indie underground. Like,
There's no shot they
cool
critiqued
bands.
best of Butt Boy
No.
and then said cool composer.
He just thought it was a funny joke for sure.
And fair enough, it was pretty funny.
It's silly, sure. But so then Drummer Magazine, which I don't know if, I mean, let us know. Maybe these are popular magazines, but Drummer Magazine says music sounds that feel masculine, erotic, and a touch dirty.
That one sounds legitimate.
Yeah, maybe.
If it's real, that one
this
at least
next
doesn't
one,
seem
this next one
ridiculous.
doesn't. Rhythm Us Network says like a gothic vampire playing dance music, which also no, it doesn't. No. Like I said before, it sounds like music that came from like a maybe like a adventure game or something from like the 90s.
Honestly, I just couldn't even picture myself having, bondage type sex to this music. Maybe it's just because I'm not part of the community.
No, you know what? A good point you said earlier is it's very repetitive, and that's why I feel like it sounds like video game music.
Like,
video game music has to like be repetitive because
it's
you're
like-
playing. You could potentially be listening to the same track for hours.
True.
If you're in the same area of a game,
But I have a even greater critique for him is that some of his loops were literally 1 bar long. Like, it's so boring. That's
right,
how
you're
repetitive
right.
it was. It wasn't like
Yeah.
4 bars and like a nice melody. It was 1 bar looped for like 3 minutes. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Just
There's, like-
change what you're doing
And it
a
doesn't
little
really build.
bit. Just change it a little bit. Add something. Add another synth.
Yeah.
Please. There wasn't even any melody.
No. The last pull quote he has on this disc is from Rock River News, which is that like a fucking news network? We should look that up. We should look this stuff up more. Just to clarify,
it's
like
real.
we're not going to stop until we find this guy, or until we find definitive evidence that there's no chance we're going to find this guy.
I feel like we definitely can find him unless
We
he's
wanna have
dead.
him on the
unless
show.
he's dead.
That's true. That would suck.
Unless he like OD'd on meth or something.
Let's have one of his kids in here. Yeah, so River Rock News.
Have
No,
his
Rock River
stepsister.
News, pardon. His stepsister. His music has intelligent counterpoint, truly haunting melodies, and very seductive rhythms. Intelligent counterpoint. Get the fuck out of here. We listened to this CD. There's nothing
Maybe you guys
intelligent
got to
about it.
listen deeper. Maybe we just have to listen deeper. We weren't coming at it from the mind of a composer. We were coming at it from the mind of a college student who was going to make fun of it regardless. What if
That's
it's actually
fair.
genius?
It's not.
Okay,
It's not.
What we need to listen to more dungeon music just so we can compare it.
Okay, that's fair.
To this, so
That's
we
fair.
can
We
see if
should.
it actually is good in terms of dungeon music.
Let's get Lee Coombs to recommend us some dungeon
That's a good idea, actually.
artists.
That's actually a really good idea. We should message him again. I feel
Yeah.
like we should keep him, on a chain.
We should keep him
because-
updated. We should tell him
Yeah.
to watch our fucking show.
We should.
We should be like, hey,
I feel like
watch the whole play.
I feel like he's still a suspect. That's just me though.
No, I do. I agree
He's
with
definitely
you.
a suspect.
I for sure agree with you. There's,
Like I'm not giving up on this guy.
I mean, I also feel like the fact that this guy happened to choose. I feel like he might at least, Buttboy might at least know what Thrust Recordings is, because I feel like the coincidence of him choosing the name Thrust Recordings,
And it's
which
real
in
and it
itself,
fits the time frame and everything, leads me to believe that he had to have either known about Thrust Recordings or he was in fact part of Thrust Recordings and Thrust Recordings is denying it. I don't know why Thrust Recording is denying it, but
I don't know, but
we should try to get on the radio.
yeah, local radio,
We should do that.
cross
What if
promotion.
we like get radio license, like a radio license, get like a CB radio, and we just like shoot it out to a bunch of truckers.
That'd
And
be
it's just
so
like,
cool. Actually,
just a bunch of truckers just listening, chiming in.
There's no way they would stay on the station. No chance.
It'd be kind of funny. I feel like if we caught their ear with a little bit of Butt Boy or a little bit of
Speaking of
Something
catching
funny.
people's ears, our first episode, our lost episode, had 5 listeners while we were recording, and I feel like most of them probably just had Wiley Radio
Right.
open in their web browser,
Sadly.
and probably just had their page muted. But if you're watching this now, or watching any of our future videos that we're going to do, and you saw our very first lost episode, email us, and we're going to ask you some questions about the lost episode to verify that you actually saw it,
just gotta make
and
sure.
then we'll send you an award or something.
We'll hook you up
Yeah, we'll get you.
for being a loyal follower.
Yes, and a real OG.
You were there from the beginning,
Yes,
day one.
those 5 people. I guarantee at least one of those people had to have had their computer in another room
I
or something.
honestly, in my mind, I just picture a computer lab somewhere that always just has it up there so that people on air don't feel bad that no one's listening.
That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like
I wonder-
maybe
I didn't
there's
ask
always
in-
someone listening.
I didn't ask in the Wiley Radio group chat if anyone listened to our show.
That could be it too. Maybe people actually care in the
Like
actual
the
Wiley Radio.
admins or something are always listening. They're
That could
always
be
listening.
it.
I don't know. And poor Jackson, I feel bad.
He had some good,
He had some good ass
stories.
stories. Yeah.
Some really good anecdotes.
Yeah. But you know what?
I still think about them a lot, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I just picture the things that he says. Like, wow, that's
Yeah.
insane.
We're not going to
That's
tell you what he
incredible.
fucking
I
said
can't.
because fuck
give
you
it away,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah. We'd give it away to the people.
Maybe you
that,
should just
that
find
gotta-
him.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have him on again. I don't know.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
But only after we get some responses, obviously. in the email.
We gotta get because we can't have him come on and talk about the same shit again, and then people are like, oh,
No, you're right.
you know.
You're right.
Although I could ask some really specific questions, like what's the song we started off with?
Oh,
You know, like we faded in with.
I don't even remember.
It was a Stevie Wonder song.
Oh shoot. Okay.
You know the song, right?
I think I do now.
We
Oh,
we
yes,
played it for
I
a
do.
specific
I do
reason.
remember now.
Yeah. Speaking of Stevie Wonder, I've been listening to Stevie Wonder
What
a
album?
lot recently.
Albums, I should say.
Songs in the Key of Life.
Okay.
I was listening to today.
Yeah, that album, like, lots of different songs.
I was just about to say. I was just about to say. A lot of people sample
Pastime Paradise.
It was Pastime Paradise. I Wish is Wild Wild West from Will Smith.
Yeah. My favorite song off that album, and you can't judge me for being a normie, is Sir Duke.
That's an excellent song.
I love that song. And then I would also like Isn't She Lovely if it wasn't for the frickin' baby sounds at the beginning. They always like piss me off a little bit.
Oh, he's trying to be Pink
I know.
Floyd.
And then when he
Baby
talks about
voices.
like, well, he's talking about his kid, right? His daughter or something.
Oh.
And how beautiful she is. And I'm just
Sure.
always like, Stevie, you don't even know what the hell she looks like. You don't know that she's beautiful.
know
She
if
could
that
be
clipped,
ugly.
but that caught me off
She could
guard.
be ugly. And you don't even know it. And then like there's other songs where he like talks about seeing stuff, like where he's like walking around New York City and stuff. I think that's on Intervision's Living for the City or something. He's like talking about what New York looks like. You don't know what it looks like, dude.
Do conspirators who think that Stevie Wonder's not blind like use that as evidence?
I mean,
They're like, listen up.
I would use it as evidence if
Or do you think it's like?
if
do you
I
think it's
believe
like,
that he
'cause
wasn't
you know how
blind.
Elton,
But I think he's blind.
you know how Elton John for a while
Is
like
there
was,
conspiracy he's not gay?
no. Well, like during Elton John's career, I'm pretty sure like he was closeted for a bit because
yeah.
like the studio was like I think they made him get married. Or
He did marry one
Well,
woman for a
and
little
I
bit. Yeah.
think it was like out of pressure to
Yeah.
have a certain image. So maybe it's like that with Stevie Wonder, where they're like, Stevie, man, you got to make more songs about seeing shit, like
Stevie, I hate to break it to you, but you can't keep writing songs about being blind, man.
you can't keep writing
You gotta
songs
stop.
about touch and taste, man.
You gotta stop, man.
So
What do blind people see when they like all day? Like when you close your eyes, you still see
It's
stuff.
probably like that scene from fucking Ratatouille. When he eats like the food and he sees like the colors and shit swirling around.
Did they like hallucinate? You think?
What do you think they think humans look like?
Like if you're born blind,
Like
it's like you
I
gotta
wanna
touch enough
pick-
faces to.
I want to
make a
get
decision
Stevie,
for yourself.
or not necessarily Stevie Wonder, but just a blind person on this show. I want to be like, what do you think? Like, who is blind from birth, by the way? Which I think Stevie Wonder was.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll
Someone
tell us in the
tell us
comments. But I want to get someone who was blind from birth and on here and be like, what do you think humans look like? Like, what's their conceptual basis?
How can they even describe anything that like
Yeah, how
visual?
can they conceptualize?
Oh, what's a
literally anything?
square? Oh, what's dark? What's light?
I mean, no,
you couldn't
I mean,
do
like
anything.
literally, how do you even conceptualize what walls are or what a doorway is
That's-
when you don't even?
Just a force field that you run into. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
If you had to lose one sense, though, like, what would it be? It's a simple question. I know everyone asks that.
That's a
Would you
good
rather
one.
be blind or deaf? Let's just make it like that.
blind?
Really?
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I feel like most people would rather.
No,
be
I'd
deaf.
rather not be able to smell.
Really?
Yeah.
But then you'd probably have trouble tasting things too.
No, you would, but you could still taste.
That's true. That's true.
Like I feel like I've known someone who has gotten like, I don't know, like in some sort of accident where they like can barely smell. Like they basically don't have a sense of smell anymore, and it's just like weird.
I
for
think
them.
my pal Dan can't smell very well.
Oh, so I was like, I remember someone telling me this.
Yeah.
It was Dan who
Yeah.
told me that. Yeah,
But I don't
So it's
know.
probably
I
just
can't
really-
tell if he's
it's
just
really
being
inconvenient.
weird when he says that. I
Well,
feel
fair
like
enough,
sometimes he's just
but-
trying to be weird.
But I feel like all it would do is
I
just
believe
be
it,
really
though.
inconvenient because you can't smell, and then it would just make food taste slightly less good.
No, yeah. I guess that's fair. I would probably lose like. No, I guess smell is probably the best one to lose.
If I had to choose a second one, it'd probably be sight, though. Like if they're like, no,
That
not
makes
smell.
no sense. Why would you pick sight? What about touch?
That'd be horrible if you couldn't feel anything.
Why?
What if you like burst your appendix? Like you
Right.
wouldn't know.
Right. But I'm sure that there are also like neurological issues sometimes too, where it's like, oh, your nerves don't even work.
Well, but so that's why I'm saying I wouldn't want, because I could easily die. Like,
Okay, fair enough. But why do you want to be alive in the first place? I'm just playing.
Well, because I don't.
So that I can lose more senses.
Yeah.
Duh.
Why stop at one?
I want to keep going.
Why say what sense would you rather lose if you could say what one sense would you rather keep? If you had to lose every sense
Definitely
except
hearing.
for one
I want
sense.
hearing.
You
But
want
that's
hearing?
just because I like music so much. I feel like that's a stupid reason, but it is the reason that I'm picking.
That's fair.
I want to hear because I feel like I'd be so bored with my life if I couldn't do that, if I couldn't listen to music. Or
Yeah,
like,
it'd get really weird if you couldn't hear anything.
or
And you could
just
just like
hear
hear the
myself,
thoughts
yeah.
inside your head.
I want to be able to hear myself talk and hear other people
That's
talk.
why I'm saying I got to go with like smell. Like you're really not missing that much if you lose smell.
No, true. Well, actually, though, like, because I do like to fart and I do like how that smells. And I want to know if it's a good fart. Like, when I fart by
Yeah.
myself, I like to know.
Okay.
And usually the loud ones aren't, like, you can't gauge based on sound.
That's another thing. If you're deaf and you're trying to sneak it, like you're in class, right? You're trying to sneak a fart out. You know, sometimes when you're like, oh, this could go either way. I'm trying to let this out. I don't know if it's gonna be silent or loud. You would have no clue if you let it out silent. You'd always have to excuse yourself from the room if you wanted to fart, for like fear of embarrassing yourself.
Have you ever farted loudly in class?
Yeah.
Was it bad?
Sometimes someone will
How
be
old
like,
were you?
fucking like this semester.
Seriously? It loud? A
Like,
loud
like,
fart
like,
people
like,
notice?
it was like a, you know, like one of those. And I kind of would like, because you know when that happens, you kind of jump a bit, but then you kind of like play it cool. You're like, or sometimes I kind of just like sit there like blank face, and I'm just like, if anyone calls me out, I'll own up to it. But if not, like, don't call attention to it.
I would never call someone out for farting. That's just too scary. That's scary. Especially if you're wrong, but they're always going to say that
ew.
you're wrong. Like, if
Like,
you
I
if
didn't
you
fart,
know who
farted.
did it,
Like this bitch farted right here.
it's just
No,
way
it was
too
him.
scary.
Because then if you're going like, no, I swear it was him, then you look like the person that
Smell
farted.
my ass right now. Smell it. It wasn't me. No way,
It
dude.
is a dangerous game calling someone out for farting. I feel
Yeah,
like it's like
no, I wouldn't do that.
I feel like the only time people do that is like in elementary school.
And I don't like,
Kids that are like bold,
honestly,
you know. they're
yeah.
like,
Honestly, like,
Timmy shit himself.
it's not that big of a deal if you fart. you
Everyone
know?
does it.
Yeah, like,
Except for girls.
right? I just like, if you fart in front of me, you fart in front of me. That's cool. Now I just know I have a pass to fart in front of you. It's fine.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean,
What?
that's fair.
How soon into a relationship can you fart in front of your partner?
I guess it depends. It could be anywhere from the first fucking day.
Do you
to-
count that as like a milestone in a relationship though? To fart in front of them? Because I do, and I think
do?
I take it seriously.
I don't take it that seriously.
I do because it's really uncomfortable until you burst the envelope. You have to fart in front of them. You have to take the dive at some point.
I think farts are funny as shit.
I do too.
So-
but like I don't want them to be mad at me.
That's such a weird thing to be mad about, though. Oh my god,
okay.
I can't believe you farted.
Well, it's like, okay, you're chilling, you're watching a movie, right? Like this. And then all of a sudden you like when you're at home, you just rip. You just like let it
Yeah.
rip. You literally like lift your ass up and fart. And so if you do that with like a girl next to you, I can understand why they get mad at you. And I just want to be able in a
guess.
relationship to do that, to lift my ass up and fart.
You're not there in your relationship?
No, I am. I'm just saying that that's why it is important. Because if you can't be yourself, then who can you be?
Well, yeah. I think that's probably why I don't see why it's such a big deal with your like significant other.
Because it smells bad. Would you be okay if your significant other took a shit in your mouth?
That's completely different. I mean, you're trying
It's
to
basically the same thing. If
try-
she farted in your mouth, if she literally like pried your mouth open and just ripped ass for a minute straight.
Bro, that's so different.
It's
You-
basically the same.
your
'cause
example-
you're farting with purpose.
Wait, hold
You're
on.
farting with purpose.
But your example was sitting here on the couch and lifting
And then
your ass
what?
and
You did it
farting.
on purpose. You farted
But you
on
said
purpose.
that. But you're farting in the opposite direction. You're not farting.
Okay, well,
inside of their
sometimes-
mouth. You're not
sometimes-
pulling a Joey Diaz.
Sometimes though, like you're cuddling or something, and she's the big spoon, and then you fart on her crotch. Yeah, she could get mad.
Well, yeah, but like if you would do that, you'd be doing it like on purpose. Like,
Right, exactly.
Like if you
But
were
you feel it
farting on
building.
them, yes. But I'm saying if you're farting on them, odds are it's not gonna be the first fart you let out in front of them.
It could be though.
Yeah, it could be, but then you're a maniac. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
So you're
think
calling me
so.
a maniac?
you farted on your significant other the first time you ever farted in front of them.
No, but I
So
was
you're
really
not a
close to
maniac.
her when I did it. Like
That's
I was like
fine,
physically touching her
Yeah, that's fine.
with my body.
But your fart didn't like land on them.
Like the gas probably touched her,
Okay,
technically.
but like they didn't feel the vibration of your fart on their body, and it wasn't like
I don't want to
through
get
the seat.
technical with you. I don't want to get technical and,
No,
and talk
you're
semantics.
just okay, fine. You're the one who
because
started
technically
this
the
shit.
vibrations did touch her. If you hear it, then you felt the vibration.
Okay.
Because it vibrates your eardrum. Whatever. We don't have to get into the semantics here. All I'm saying is, like, I do think that it's important to. I feel like it's a trust. It's a trust thing.
I want to find like the
a
King
beautiful
Ass
man.
Ripper of Purdue.
Oh yeah. There's got to be one.
Can I pull up a soundbite of King Ass Ripper?
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, I want to find like the King Ass Ripper of Purdue. He's just a guy that like farts a lot.
As the name would imply.
Yeah, I just want to find like the low lives of Purdue. Yeah, plug that shit in.
Let's get this.
And I want to interview them. You know, like maybe we don't have to do video if they don't want their like
yeah.
stupid little faces seen, but it'd be really funny. What am I doing? King Ass Ripper.
King Ass Ripper.
Oh yeah, you'll like that. That's my impression of King Ass Ripper. Yeah.
I love when he farts on things.
Smell that. A compilation of
farts
King
on
Ass
food.
Ripper's fabulous gas passing in reverse.
boy.
No, not in reverse. I hate.
That looks
this is
like a good one.
Yeah, I hate his glutton videos though.
Oh gosh.
Those are gross. Where he just like eats mayo or he eats like gravy. I can't. I assume there's like a. Is it clipping?
No, actually.
Oh, levels are good though.
Yeah, let's turn that up louder. You guys like that?
It's just him farting. I hope he's like doing the groaning he does too. He's like, yeah.
I feel like he's in better shape in these videos than he is now.
Oh yeah, no, because he's a glutton. He eats like jars of gravy and shit. I don't know how well we're gonna be heard over this farting either, but I'm gonna stop it. Watch King Ass Ripper. I don't know if he's actually on YouTube anymore. He might have gotten like taken down because of the nature of his videos. But he's just a hilarious degenerate who just farts on camera all the time. Like farts in his dog's face and shit too.
Gosh, I don't know how you think of that.
He's like, sniff that.
He has a good character,
Yeah.
honestly.
The king. Your Majesty.
He has
Yeah.
a good character.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you know some like fucking weirdos, like that you're in a class with or you're in like a club with or something, just some lowlives, we'll direct you once again to the email. Let us know. If you got a professor that you want us to talk to, if you got a fucking degenerate you want us to talk to.
If you're a degenerate.
Yeah. If you're like okay, give us proof if you're a degenerate. Like send us.
I don't want
videos of
self-aware
you.
degenerates. I want degenerates who don't know.
That's
so
fair
you know what?
too.
Don't
even fuck. It's invite only. Don't even ask to be on the show. Someone shoveling outside.
Sounds like it.
I hope the mics aren't picking that up.
I'm sure they are.
Great.
It's kind of creepy. It's like Home Alone.
Yeah.
The neighbor. Whatever though.
Yep. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Keep listening, please. We'd just appreciate it. We just want to have conversations, really. I just want to make a show that everyone can listen to and have fun.
I'm just trying to talk. It's
Yeah,
fun.
for sure.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
we
fun.
just want to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
But that's the whole plate.